to San Francisco, where the Intersolar North America is taking place right now. Intersolar North America is the biggest solar event in California, which welcomed over 22,000 visitors on its first day and boasted 800 exhibitors from around the globe. Solar PV team attended the official opening of the Intersolar North America conference, where we had a chance to speak with Professor Eike Weber, U.S. Department of Energy representative and Executive Director of Californian Solar Energy Industry Association. What should we expect from Intersolar North America?
I think Intersolar North America will give the American market in solar energy and PV another boost. And this boost is very much needed. We heard that Professor Ramesh introduced the Sunshot Initiative. This shows the government at the highest places is aware of the necessity of this type of boosting. And I think it all will come together very well. All the thousands of visitors here will have the chance to come together, to network. And I think the result will be a further acceleration of the introduction of these technologies in the American market.
Why did you come to open this session?
Well, Intersolar is a very important event in the solar business. It takes technologies and the business part of it brings them together. And it's been a very successful meeting. Originally, the secretary was invited for this program, and he could not make it. Of course, he's really busy with the budget stuff. And so he asked me to go give the opening address. And of course, Sunshot is a very key program for the U.S. Solar industry, and I thought it would be a good chance to tell everybody what the Sunshot program is about.
What does Intersolar North America mean for CalSIA?
CalSIA is a partner with Intersolar. We are so pleased to be a partner. Intersolar is an opportunity for CalSIA for us to reach out to our members and to actually bring in new membership into CalSIA. But we also, it's a way for us to learn what the new technologies are, what companies are interested in doing business in California. It's a way for us to share what we're accomplishing for the California solar industry with companies that are considering doing business here. And we have just found a fabulous partnership with the people that organize this conference, and I thank them very much for letting us be a partner with them.
What does AppSolar expect from Intersolar North America this year?
Okay, then we will see that recently there's a price drop on the market, so there's lots of changes on the supply chain side. So that most in solar North America, we will see that after this price change, how the U.S. market is going up. Because we do believe that we see recently that's lots of capitals, and we see lots of new potential, really as emerging PPA developers coming on the U.S. market. And we do believe that after this new pricing coming on the market, then the U.S. markets will develop, will pick up faster than what we expected. So now we are coming just here to see if the expectation is coming to the truth.
On Monday, we attended the second North American PV Fab Managers Forum of Semicon West, where we held the first-hand introduction to the photovoltaic manufacturing consortium. Why did you decide to create PVMC? What is the major objective, members, activities, and schedule?
Sure. So we being Semitech have been discussing with the DOE an attempt to use a collaborative approach to improving the cost and the adoption of solar photovoltaics. And so we responded to a funding opportunity and proposed that we pull the industry together and use a collaborative approach to conducting programs. So we're open to the industry supply chain. We're expecting significant participation. Our first task is to develop a set of programs that meet the industry needs. We intend to have standards and roadmaps as a core component, and we're actually building a significant development facility that will allow the industry to access it and conduct programs so that they can try their best ideas out on a scale that approaches manufacturing. It's a 5-year program. We expect that the facility will be built over the next 2 years, and the program will actually launch in August or September of this year.
What does PVMC mean for your company, and why are you involved?
Well, I think that there's going to be, as you've seen in the event today, substantial growth, across all different technologies in solar over the next few years. But I think certainly in terms of the U.S. enhancing its manufacturing and technology position, I think defining new, cost and efficiency roadmaps for SIGs technology specifically is pretty important. So I think certainly, anything that the government and the academic sector can do to be involved in that is important. I think so. We're certainly evaluating the ways that we can become more involved in that program. I think overall it's going to create a lot of long-term progress for the overall position of the industry and the overall position of the technology.
What are key strategic drivers for SIGs manufacturing?
I think for both ourselves and for other companies, I think with SIGs, as I talked about in the presentation, there's not one single silver bullet, but I think it's looking at the entire manufacturing process and each step and each layer of the material and the device, and really figuring out the optimal approach, not only from a technical standpoint but from an economic standpoint, and then making sure that value proposition is something that makes sense in the market, to commercial customers. And so I think if you look at the next couple of years, you're going to see the industry ramp, fairly significantly. And I think you're going to see, a lot of SIGs manufacturers, create products that have much more compelling cost and scale from an economic perspective. And I think that, it's a really exciting time for the industry.
What does PVC mean for your company, and why are you involved in it?
So I think we have an opportunity here as the industry grows to maybe find some common ground. I think we saw today it's hard because, as one of the other presenters said, we're all baking different kinds of cake. We all have different products. But if we can find some commonality, we can maybe develop some shared technology that'll bring all of our costs down and just make solar available to more people.
What are key strategic drivers for SIGs manufacturing?
So SIGs manufacturing is photovoltaic manufacturing. It's all about bringing the cost down. And one thing we talked about today was to get a really cost-effective recycling loop going. That's something that I think all the different companies could collaborate on. Another thing we talked about is SIGs and cad telluride have the lowest energy payback time. And so if we could get people to start evaluating products based on a life cycle cost analysis that includes the energy payback time, that would be really positive for the industry. It would make SIGs and cad telluride more competitive with crystalline silicon.
And what are potential challenges and opportunities of SIGs?
So for SIGs, the challenges are that it's a complicated material. Copper, indium, gallium, selenium, some people add sulfur. It's a complicated process. And so the opportunity is to figure out how to do this complicated thing in a very, very repeatable way. And something we talked about today was basically taking the learning from the semiconductor industry, where we have in situ monitoring. We measure the films as they're being deposited, very advanced metrology, and that's allowed us to basically take this very complicated process, which uses pretty cheap materials, and make it repeatable.
That's all for our first update. Let me remind you that Solar PV TV will be holding several panel discussions and interviews here in San Francisco. For more information, please visit our booth 8353.